Theory of power, simplified in a context that you can understand. Because there's no point in just learning it off by heart if you don't understand how it applies to you. So, reaction force. We can literally break it as simply into two types, okay? So from here, if Mr. Fahey gives me a dink or a dunk distribution, okay. Did you feel any contact with your skin?
No.
So you felt nothing with it?
Yes,
of course you did. Yes, one more time. So what he felt in his fist was reaction force. As his fist makes contact with my chest is also making contact with the fist. So he feels it and I feel it. That's reaction force. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay? Even standing on the ground, the weight of our bodies pressing down the floor is met by the floor resisting and literally pressing up against our feet. It's reaction force. Otherwise we'd go through the floor or we'd bounce off it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So it has to be equal. Every action has an equal but opposite reaction. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So, how can we make that apply? In other words, when he gives me a dunk, give me a dunk this time. That wasn't a dunk, that was a dink. Come on. There you go. I go back when he doesn't, because he's preparing his body to deal with the reaction force. You understand?
Sure.
If I'm better prepared, I won't go back so much. But he has to make sure his body's prepared to deal with that reaction force. Okay? So, the second type of reaction force is your own reaction force. For example, when you do a Jerugi, you're bringing your reaction hand to the opposite hip. Sometimes we bring it to the shoulder. But your own reaction force is drawing your opposite hand back. Same speed and similar distance. Is that cool?
Yes, sir.
That's your reaction force. Just simplified. Concentration. Two types of concentration. Again, working with Mr. Fahey. Which is going to hurt Mr. Fahey more? If I apply force with my whole hand, or if I just use the same force but using it with the Sanka. Which hurt more?
Sanka.
The Sanka hurt more. Because I took the force, which is distributed in a bigger area with my whole hand, not just my palm, I use my fingers as well, and I took that force and I put it into a smaller area, the Sanka. Okay, so we're concentrating, hence concentration. Concentrating the force in a smaller area. That's why we don't use 4 knuckles with our Juma. We use the Apjuma, 2 knuckles for our Jumi. You understand?
Sir. Sir.
When you're using a hose, you put your thumb over the hose, the pressure is increased when it comes out. Isn't that correct?
Yes, sir.
Because you have the same amount of water, but it's coming through a smaller hole. Same idea. Smaller hole, more pressure. Okay?
Sir.
Yes, sir. That's part 1 of concentration. Part 2 is when you throw a technique, you concentrate all the muscles of your body on the moment of impact. So in other words, when I throw a Jerugi towards Mr. Fahey here, as I make that contact, I'm bracing my entire body so I don't bounce back. Boom. My breath control is there. I exhale. I'm bracing everything for that moment of impact. So I'm concentrating all the muscles in my body. If I have to rotate my abdomen, this is hip twist, again, all of that has to happen on impact. Okay?
Yes, sir.
That's concentration. Moving on. Equilibrium. Very fancy word for balance. Balance is important in 2 areas, obviously for attack and for defense. Okay? So if we get Mr. Fahey to turn sideways, and let's make a very narrow stance, feet almost together. So if I give him a little dunk here, or even a push. Okay, he's gone. Make a nunsugi. So that wider stance has improved his balance and defense.
Sir.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
So stances are our key tool for balance and Taekwondo. Okay?
Sure.
Stances. That's why we hear instructors going harping on about stances. Let's give another example. Make a gunsugi, please. Well, let's do what a lot of students commonly do. Let's put your feet almost in line. Okay? And now, yes, and then to touch him. If I do touch him, he's gone. Now if he makes his gunsugi the correct way, he's much more robust. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's look at attack. Okay, so I'm going to get you to lean back. Lean. Yeah, there you go. So his posture is good. Foot balance. Not very good. That's good. Go back there again. Now give me a dunk. Still there. Not only is he not able to use his body mass, because he's not balanced, he's just falling back. He's not his power. Come back up again. Get your balance, and now we'll go again. So by having better balance, immediately you can generate more power. Is that cool?
Yes,
Yes,
Okay, so moving on. Breath control. Very simple. Mr. Fahey, I'm sorry, no, you're not going to like this on the Sunday morning. Okay, can you breathe in? Breathe in sharply. Just breathe in sharply. That was good. So you breathe normally. Nothing. What makes you something coming? Breathe in. Just breathe in sharply. Good. One more time. Oh, now I want you to breathe out sharply. Better? Yes. The difference was when he breathes out sharply, his abdomen is now prepared. He's braced his core by breathing out sharply because it contracts your abdominal muscles. Yes?
Yes, sir.
And that was why he could take the impact. Similarly, whenever you want to deliver a technique, block, strike, whatever it might be, when you exhale sharply on impact, it's bracing your core, so it allows you to deliver the power and to also to brace and resist any bounce back yourself. Is that good?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Also, you're talking about energy conservation, breathing effectively, so you can, you don't burn out yourself out. That's another area. Right now, I want to focus on power. Okay. So moving on. Mass, body mass, your body weight. Okay. So let's bring up. Let's bring up David Lennon.
Sure.
None of that. Okay. Good. Okay. So, assuming that all of the other factors are the same, and they hit each other, who's got the advantage? Mr. Fahey, because he's much bigger than him. Okay, so let's keep your feet where they are, guys, and you're going to give Dave a little push. Okay? Give him a little more. Use a little more force. There you go. Now you can do the same back to Mr. Fahey. Get your feet planted, and off you go. Oh, so we've got a problem here. Now he can't all of a sudden spontaneously get as big as Mr. Fahey, but what he can do is he can make the most of what he's got. True?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I want you to try this. Okay, let's keep dropping 2 notes again for me.
Sir.
That was good. You do that again.
Sir.
Good. Right. Come a little closer. That's it. Just where you were. Now, I want you to drop into an enunciate, but at the exact moment you drop into it, I want you to try to push. Don't use your arms any more force. It has to be the same force. The only thing that's changing is you're dropping down. Is that cool? Let's try it. That was good, wasn't it? So by using his body mass in a dropping motion, he's using gravity to momentarily increase his body mass. Do you understand how that works?
Yes,
sir.
Now, we don't just go down, but we can also go forwards. Okay, so come back a little bit. I intentionally had your feet where they were in one place. Now I want you to step forwards and do it. Same arm force base. The only changing is the body weight.
Sir.
So now step forward and down and push. So you need even more force again. So body mass in the theory of power is making the most of what you already have. Okay?
Sir.
So that's why we talk about sine wave and knee spring and so forth. Okay? So moving quickly along. Speed. Okay, guys, check in. Thank you very much. You can sit down. Speed is very, very simple. You've got a fancy formula, but let's put it in the context. Adults, if you're driving a car. Children, if you're riding a bike. If you drive your vehicle into a wall at top speed versus driving it into a wall much slower, which is going to hurt more? Top speed. Top speed. There's your speed. If you hit something hard faster, you hit it harder. Is that good?
Yes.
That's it. And it's the most important factor. Speed is the most important factor. If everything else is the same between two opponents, the person who hits faster is going to hit more damage. Is that cool?
Yes, sir.
And yes, speed has other ramifications, such as the timing, getting there first. But theory of power is a heading. So